This is Hope Channel Zambia, media that changes lives. My name is Mwene Muyanga. Thank you so much for joining us on our main news, stories making headlines. HH defers Constitution Bill for National Dialogue. Zambia is earning 70 million US dollars from mines. HH. Government warns local contractors against substandard works. Much more stories are coming up shortly.
Warm your winter with a heated FIFA Club World Cup showdown on Top Star for just 210 kwacha on Antenna Classic OD Smart. Continue to witness pure football magic on Sunday, 22nd June, when Juventus clash with Wydad Casablanca at 18 hours and Real Madrid versus Pachuca at 21 hours. Also catch Atletico Madrid fight Botafogo on Monday, 23rd June at 21 hours, and Benfica takes on German champions Bayern on Tuesday, 24th June at 21 hours. Conclude the group stage with matchday 3 action. Dortmund versus Ulsan Hyundai FC on Wednesday, 25th June at 21 hours, and Juventus versus Manchester City on Thursday, 26th June at 21 hours. Quickly, get your Top Star decoder now and catch every goal from the group stage to the final, all live on World Football. Top Star, enjoy digital life.
Thank you. Here are the details. President Hakainde Hichilema has directed the Minister of Justice, Princess Kasune, to defer the ongoing process on Bill number 7 of 2025 to allow for broader national consultations. According to a statement issued by Chief Communications Specialist at State House, Clayson Hamasaka, the President's guidance follows further consultations held with the church, mother bodies, and over 30 civil society organizations at State House on Tuesday, June 24, 2025. President Hichilema said the decision is aimed at promoting a participatory and consensus-driven approach in shaping the country's legislative reforms. He has further instructed the Minister of Justice to collaborate with stakeholders, including the church and civil society, in reviewing the current roadmap and proposed amendments to the bill. The head of state also reaffirmed government's commitment to reviewing the NGO Act and the NGO Bill in order to safeguard the independency and effective operations of non-governmental organizations. He stressed the importance of a vibrant and autonomous civil society in strengthening Zambia's democracy and reiterated government's desire to deliver reforms that reflect the true aspirations of the Zambian people. Meanwhile, governance advocate Inoki Ntoka has commended President Hichilema for what he described as a bold and timely move to pause the constitutional amendment process. In a statement, Mr. Ntoka said the president's decision reflects a deep respect for inclusive governance and the voices of key stakeholders, including the church, civil society, political players, and the general public. He expressed hope that the renewed approach will foster unity, transparency, and lead to the development of a constitution that embodies the collective hopes and values of all Zambians. President Hakainde Hichilema says Zambia is now earning 70 million US dollars from mineral royalties from the mines compared to the past earned 15 US dollars. President Hichilema said the country now earns more money due to policy changes the UPND administration has made since assuming governance. He disclosed that some mines, such as the First Quantum Minerals, are currently the largest taxpayers in the country, contrary to assertions by some sections of society that the government has given away tax revenue in the sector. The head of state said this when he met with Bankers Association of Zambia and other financial institutions in order to discuss issues affecting the country's economy. President Hichilema has since called on banks in the country to partner with government and help manage residue debt restructuring issues with Chinese businesses. The president noted that concluding the debt restructuring process will create more room for economic growth in the country. Mr. Hichilema has since called for stronger collaboration amongst local banks and other financial institutions in order for them to be able to promote solutions that will promote the growth of the country's economy. The Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development has called for improved standards and accountability in the delivery of public infrastructure projects. Speaking during a site inspection of ongoing roadworks in Solwezi, Permanent Secretary for Technical Services Nicholas Piri said the government will not tolerate poor workmanship and is determined to rebuild public confidence in Zambian contractors. Mr. Piri emphasized that government-funded projects must deliver lasting benefits for communities, warning that the days of short-lived roads are over. He further condemned the practice of subcontracting to foreign entities without oversight, urging local contractors to form strategic partnerships that promote knowledge and skill transfer. Mr. Piri also reaffirmed government's commitment to empowering Zambian contractors, especially under the Constituency Development Fund (CDF), in line with the President Hakainde Hichilema's directive.
Money. We do not want to see a situation where 2 years down the line, after the execution of this project, then we have potholes all over the road. That is unacceptable. But it means that we are also reinforcing this perception that Zambian contractors cannot deliver quality works. I also wish to encourage contractors across the country that we must not yield to the temptation of selling off our contracts to foreign companies and then walk away. Rather, let us go into working relationships and partnerships with foreign contractors so that we can get knowledge transfer, skills transfer, and of course leverage on their financial capacity to execute these projects on time. That way, when the foreign contractors are gone, the knowledge transfer, the skill set will remain resident in our country and will continue leveraging on the same. So we encourage you to go into partnerships and not to sell off and walk away from contracts that government has given you. The president has given a directive that we should prioritize local contractors. And I want to assure you that for all the contracts under local government, we are going to prioritize local contractors, except where it has proven extremely difficult to secure one, like the case for Ndola is. Ndola is a special case, and we'll have to look at it differently. But all in all, our focus as a ministry is to empower Zambian contractors. The same extends to CDF projects, town clerks, principal officers. The direction of government is that projects in Chavuma, projects in Zambezi East, West should be given to the locals. And this idea of saying there's no capacity should not be and will not be entertained, because no one is born with capacity. No contractor is created one day and one day they have capacity. When you say they have no capacity, so who is it who has capacity that you are going to give? It ends up the same people you are giving contracts in 2012, 2011, you are giving the same people. That is not acceptable. It is incumbent upon us as local authority to help resident companies to build their capacity. What is that capacity that is so difficult, as if it's a divine gift that comes from God that we cannot create in our people? Let us create capacity.
The Zambian Cancer Society, with its collaborating partners, has donated gift hampers with assorted items to children battling cancer at the Cancer Diseases Hospital in Lusaka. Some items in the hampers include winter coats, sanitary utensils, food, and toys, among others. The Cancer Society was celebrating its annual Fun Day program, in which they play, entertain, and encourage children battling cancer and their caregivers. Zambian Cancer Society Communications and Administration Manager Ms. Aida Piri encouraged the children to be joyous and look at life on a brighter side. Fighting cancer can be a very daunting thing for children, adults, and their caregivers. In solidarity of children fighting this deadly disease, the Zambian Cancer Society hosts an annual Kids Fun Day at the Cancer Diseases Hospital. This year's Fun Day was filled with joy, laughter, and immense hope for healing. Beyond the fun, the Zambian Cancer Society, with multiple partners, donated assorted items to ease the burdens of the caregivers and support the children. Some items donated included winter coats, toys, food, toiletries, and many more. Cancer Diseases Hospital Public Relations Officer Jessica Mwanza expressed gratitude for the gesture.
As you see, these cases are increasing. Why? Because people come with late presentation, and when they come with late presentation, the outcomes are mainly poor. So what we preach is early detection saves lives. So lazima kwanza kwa mina mchokela kumanyumba kumwana ngasambela bwino kumumpeleka kuchipatala rosati kumanganga kumapapa. Thank you so much. Thank you, Zambian Cancer Society. Thank you. Really, words cannot express.
A cancer survivor, who's now a medical doctor, offered words of encouragement.
Je tenzo pitam, but maona manja pa, napola, mulongwe mkulu. Life sisi bila fine. Mzapitiliza, mzambo sovera, mzita vonse, skulu mzambo chita vonse, mzakula, mzapola cancer.
The atmosphere was filled with celebration when gospel star Esther Chungu made a special appearance. She encouraged the caregivers to always look to God and later set the mood in a worship tone.
Sometimes bintu bivimankala vole makunyamula but nga twaisha pamo twaseka ko maibukshati bonse tuli pamani emkwai. So I just say to encourage you to have fun and just encourage the babies who are so dear to us and precious to God. You know that, eh? You know that God loves you? How many know that God loves them? Good. Tule mitotela, tule mitote, tule mitote.
Parents also expressed their gratitude.
Mikamlungu papa mene batiletela ko sponsors kuno ku CDH batutandizira bintu bambiri maningi mankwala including na groceries. So we thank God for the support.
Neni ya mikira pa kansa amene batutandiza mu matenda amene ali nayo bana batu. So nionga zikomu ndikitemba chade bonse bamene badwala sapaise bana batu kubapereka ku bananga.
The battle against cancer is a collective responsibility, and more can be achieved if society will keep coming together. Mwene Mianga reporting for Hope News, Lusaka. Just now we take a break, we'll be right back.
Warm your winter with the heated FIFA Club World Cup showdown on Top Star for just 210 kwacha on Antenna Classic OD Smart. Continue to witness pure football magic on Sunday, 22nd June, when Juventus clash with Wydad Casablanca at 18 hours and Real Madrid versus Pachuca at 21 hours. Also catch Atletico Madrid fight Botafogo on Monday, 23rd June at 21 hours, and Benfica takes on German champions Bayern on Tuesday, 24th June at 21 hours. Conclude the group stage with Matchday 3 action. Dortmund versus Ulsan Hyundai FC on Wednesday, 25th June at 21 hours, and Juventus versus Manchester City on Thursday, 26th June at 21 hours. Quickly, get your Top Star decoder now and catch every goal from the group stage to the final, all live on World Football. Top Star, enjoy digital life.
Imagine a home that thinks with you.
Opening. Hang on. The My Gate is open.
With Epitome Engineering Limited, the future is here. From smart circuit breakers to smart switches, smart sockets, smart locks, and the smart home controller that brings it all together, Epitome Engineering transforms your space into a truly intelligent home. Epitome Engineering Limited, your smart life.
Welcome to Brave Gardens, the perfect venue for unforgettable moments.
Whether it's a kitchen party, a dreamy outdoor wedding, a vibrant birthday celebration, or a fun-filled family day, Brave's Garden is the place to be.
Brave Garden offers a beautiful outdoor space with a swimming pool, kids play park, and a peaceful environment for any events.
We've got more than just space. Enjoy mouth-watering meals at our restaurant and bring the kids for school trips that blend fun and learning. Spacious, scenic outdoor setting, sparkling swimming pool, fun-filled kids play park, friendly staff and flexible packages.
At Brave Gardens, quality doesn't break the bank. We offer flexible packages at affordable rates to make your day special and stress-free.
Nested in a serene and secure environment, Brave's Garden offers the perfect backdrop for memories that last a lifetime.
Why wait? Come spend your day at Brave Gardens.
Situated just 24 kilometers from Lusaka CBD off Kafue Road. Call or WhatsApp us now to book your date or schedule a visit on 0977 321 919 or 0966 758 693 or 0773 198 960. Brave's Garden. Let us help you host your special day the brave way.
Thank you for still staying with us. We continue with the rest of the news. Tonse Alliance acting chairperson Given Lubinda has raised serious concerns over the credibility of the Lumezi parliamentary by-elections, citing what he described as irregularities in handling of ballot papers. Speaking during the press briefing held in South Africa, Mr. Lubinda accused the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, of sidelining other political parties in the verification process for the newly printed ballot papers. He said the initial batch of ballots was recalled after it was discovered that the United Party for National Development UPND candidate's full name was omitted. Mr. Lubinda questioned why the revised ballot papers were flown directly to the polling stations without verification by participating political parties. He warned that bypassing legal procedures undermines the integrity of the electoral process and erodes public trust. Mr. Lubinda further alleged that the ECZ's unilateral actions could be a dangerous precedent heading into the 2026 general elections. He emphasized that despite their concerns, the Tonse Alliance will not withdraw from the by-election but will participate under protest. Mr. Lubinda called on Lumezi residents to turn out in large numbers and vote for the Tonse Alliance candidate as a show of defiance against what he termed electoral manipulation. Voting in Lumezi by-elections closed at 18 hours today.
Those who have been following events in Lumezi will know that we have only crossed 60 days since the seat of Lumezi was declared vacant. And we heard that the ballot papers that were initially produced were erroneous because they didn't have the full names of the candidate of the United Party for National Development. And now we're surprised that the ECZ had speedily replaced them, and they have not allowed other political parties to verify those ballot papers. And instead they have flown them in and are taking them directly to polling stations, denying us, the Tonse Alliance, an opportunity to verify them. Who is going to ensure that the number of ballot papers that are going to be used is the correct number? What measures are being put in place to ensure that these elections are free, fair, and devoid of any manipulation? One of the most important provisions in the Electoral Process Act is that all players must verify the ballot papers before they are delivered to the polling districts. This is a source of worry, and I hope it is also a source of worry for all of you Zambians who hope that Zambia shall be ruled by people who are elected by the people and not selected by the government. I would like to make this clarion call. If you're going to start now with a by-election, one by-election, what will stop you in the general election? And citizens, if we're going to sit back and watch and think this is only one by-election, remember that mountains come out of hills and things of this nature grow. We allow it now, there will be no way of us stopping it then.
Tonse Alliance spokesperson Sean Tembo says the Zambian government has frustrated efforts to bury the late former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Speaking during a press briefing in Sandton, Johannesburg, Mr. Tembo said 2 opportunities to lay the late president to rest were missed due to government interference. He explained that the first opportunity was lost when government allegedly violated an agreement to repatriate the body to Lusaka, while the second was thwarted by a last-minute court injunction filed by the state in South Africa. Mr. Tembo described the delays as a form of punishment to the grieving family and accused government of politicizing the funeral. He questioned the timing of the injunction, wondering why it was only filed after mourners had traveled to South Africa and preparations were already in place. Mr. Tembo also condemned alleged online mockery of the family by pro-government social media platforms, calling on authorities to show sympathy to those in mourning. And speaking at the same event, Tonse Alliance acting chairperson Given Lubinda said the extraordinary events following President Lungu's death reflect the extraordinary life he lived. Mr. Lubinda criticized senior government officials for allegedly hiding the truth surrounding the handling of the state president's funeral. He challenged Attorney General Molilo Kabesha to disclose how much public money has been spent on legal proceedings in South Africa, stressing that Zambians deserve transparency. Mr. Lubinda maintained that despite the court setback, the Tonse Alliance remains united and will continue public mourning activities until the late president is finally buried. He expressed gratitude to Zambians and South Africans who supported the family and attended the aborted funeral service. Mr. Lubinda reiterated that for the Tonse Alliance, the late president's remains are only in temporary storage in South Africa, as they remain hopeful he will eventually be buried in Zambia.
Today actually marks 21 days since our former late Republican president passed on, and yet he still remains unburied. There were 2 opportunities which to bury him and put him to rest. The first opportunity was when the family of the late former president reached an agreement with the government of Zambia to repatriate his body to Lusaka for his burial. Before that agreement could be honored, the government of the Republic of Zambia decided to abrogate and violate it. That led to the cancellation of that agreement and the decision by the family to bury the late Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu here in Johannesburg. Subsequent to that, we saw that after the burial date had been scheduled, on the last minute, the government of the Republic of Zambia decided to file in a court suit and obtain a court injunction to prevent that barrier from proceeding yesterday.
I beseech all of you, my fellow countrymen and women, keep at least the family of Dr. Edgar Chagwa in your prayers. I'd also like to thank the people of South Africa. First, thank you for accepting that Dr. Edgar Chagwa be hospitalized here in South Africa. And also thank you for accepting that his mortal remains be stored here in South Africa. I'm saying stored because for us in the party, we did not at any time anticipate that there will be a burial of Edgar Chagwa in South Africa. For us in Tonse Alliance, this was only a storage, because we are determined that one day in the future, the mortal remains of Edgar Chagwa shall be buried where it ought to be buried, back home in Zambia.
Economic expert Kelvin Chisanga says Zambia's removal from the hunger hotspot list is a positive macroeconomic signal. According to Mr. Chisanga, this development highlights the country's resilience and agricultural improvements, which are a result of efforts to enhance food security and boost agricultural productivity. He believes that this achievement will have a ripple effect, improve investor confidence, and potentially reduce the country's reliance on imported goods and services.
Zambia's removal from hunger hotspot list is a positive macroeconomic signal highlighting the resilience, agricultural improvement, and the potential for inclusive economic growth that being seen from that perspective. Meaning what we're trying to say is that we are strengthening our investor confidence as well as sentiment out there, to also drive human capital development from that perspective, pulling ourselves from the hunger situation, and also improving our Lolo or cross-country areas where we can now even have some activities happening there. And again, the biggest catch here is that we are now going to improve the physical health, which will be able now to stand into aspect of developmental, works, especially when targeting the aspect to do with the growth that is needed to be looked at. So this now acts as a turning point for Zambia's developmental trajectory, which is now going to have that strategic enforcement in most of the key aspects that the country faces, be it in food, climate resilient issues, and many others. So it's an important aspiration that we need to foster with a lot of aspect of conscious, and I believe coming from this, it's a benchmark that is also giving that sentimental values that Zambia is trying to build on the economic front.
That story closes our bulletin, but before we go, here are stories that made headlines. HH defers Constitution Bill for National Dialogue. Zambia is earning $70 million from mines. Government warns local contractors against substandard works. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Mwene Mianga, and on behalf of the entire production team and crew, bye for now.